A very good evening, Zimbabwe. You are listening to Studio 7 Live Talk. And tonight we are broadcasting on the 909 medium wave and on the 1430 shortwave frequencies. The name is Chris Gande.
And I'm Tanono Kawande. To join our discussion, please phone us directly at 001-202-619-2077 and we'll call you right back. A live talk goes out to Zimbabwe on our 909 medium wave frequency and on 4930, 6080 and 15460 kilohertz shortwave Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. On the internet, you can find us on voazimbabwe.com, voashona.com, and voandebele.com.
Yes, and tonight on our program, we are discussing about the swearing in of a government cabinet that was chosen last Friday by President Emmerson Mnangagwa. And it's a leaner cabinet with 20 members, and out of those members, there are some very new faces like those of the finance minister, that is Mr. Professor Thuli Ncube, and we also have the gold medalist Kirsty Coventry. She is a minister of sports. Mr. Wande.
Yes. Nasi tinoda kutarisa nyaya yemakurukota akasarudzwa nomutungamiri wenyika vaEmmerson Mnangagwa, avo vakasarudza makurukota avo anoita 20 evanhu. Vashoma pana mamwe pane dzimwe cabinet dzanga dziripo, asi dzichakwanisa kuita basa here zvakanaka kupfuura zvatanga tichiona makore ese aya. Saka tinoda kutarisa makurukota aya kuti vanhu vanofungei pamusoro pavo, vanokwanisa here kuita basa ravo nezvimwe zvese zvinoenderana nokusarudzwa kwavakaitwa kuti uite makurukota. Saka kana muine zvamunodawo kutitaurira zvamunofungawo pamusoro pemakurukota aya, motifonera tigokurukura kuti vamwe vagonzwawo zvamunofunga pamusoro pemakurukota akasarudzwawa. Chinhu chikuru chaizvo ichocho, nokuti chinhu chakamirirwa navanhu kuti vaone kuti pane kupindudzwa here kuri kuitwa zvinhu. Vanhu vakutotanga kutaura pamusoro pekuti bazi rezveutano kuti Dr. Parenyatwa vakabviswa mushure mamakore akawanda kudari, pava navamwe varipo. Vanhu vanotarisiro yakakura chaizvo pamakurukota aya. Saka ndo nyaya tikuda kuti tikurukure tese tichinzwa kuti pfungwa dzavanhu dziri papi manheru anaya.
Yebo, Mnumzana, siyabonga lo ngokusithinta kwenu namhlanje ke kuhlelo live talk lapho esixoxa khona ngodaba lwecabinet, uluhlu lwabaphathi ntambo bakahulumende olukhethwe ngolwesihlanu olwedluleyo. Uluhlu lolu lulabantu abangama-20, 20, kodwa ke kubakhona abanye nje ababasekelayo, kuzokuba labanye okuthiwa ngama-provincial ministers, okwenza abanye bethi hayi inani leli khaya lelincane, kodwa hayi alilincane kangako, ngoba bakhona abanye, zikhona ezinye iziphathamandla zikahulumende ezikhethiweyo. Yiko ke lamhlanje sifuna ukuthi sixoxe ngodaba lona lolu. Okakathesi ke silomhlonitshwa oyedwa osesilaye, sizaxoxa laye sixazulula lolu daba. Igama lakhe ngumnumzana Efi Dlela Ncube. Ngiyakwamukela kuhlelo.
Nkosi yami.
Yeah. Mnumzana Ncube, kumbe siqale ngesilungu. Can you tell us what is your take on this new cabinet?
Well, relatively speaking, it is an improvement from the previous cabinet, particularly since around 2000, with the exception of probably around the inclusive government high. When it comes to ministers that are responsible for the economy, in particular the Minister of Finance, you have the best and the brightest. There's no question about that. You would not have hoped for anything better. He is overly qualified, so to speak. technically, he understands public policy, understands finance, he understands budgeting, he understands also the politics of the country. And also what is important is to take into account the fact that the big wigs that were responsible for the corruption in the country have been dropped. In has come sort of a new generation, with the exception of the fact that you still have the likes of the old guard, the remnants of the old guard still present in the other ministries. But I must quickly mention the fact that it is not the economy that destroyed politics in this country. It is politics that destroyed the economy. Even if you have the best and the brightest in the Minister of Finance, he will not be responsible for the eradication of poverty. He will not be responsible for the rule of law, good governance, and the like. So you still have to have those ministries responsible for the good governance of the country, for democratic governance, for free and fair elections, for property rights, for the respect of human rights, for eradication of poverty, for equal justice under the law, doing their job. And ultimately, the buck stops with the president. He has to do his job. He has to give these guys all the latitude they will need, all the political support they will need. Otherwise, everything will go back to where we were, back into the war.
Thank you so much. Okay, Mr.
From your point of view, how do you expect this new cabinet to work as compared to the other cabinets that we have had over the years? What is there some particular wish you could like to see coming out of this particular cabinet, given its importance at this time, at this point in time?
Yes, we have to start with the head of cabinet. The constitution is very clear. It says the president is the head of cabinet as his chairman. He has to supervise, he has to be active, he has to be a different Emerson Mnangagwa from the Emerson Mnangagwa who has been there since 1980. So it means he has to completely change himself, be a new guy, a guy who is prone to good governance and to corruption, a guy who is more prone to doing things transparently than to under table deals. Not that I'm accusing him particularly of corrupt activities. I do not know. I do not have evidence of that. I'm simply saying he has to know, first and foremost, that what destroyed this country was nepotism, was corruption, was lack of supervision by ministers, by the president of the work of government. So he has to do his job as a president. Being president is not just sitting there to be set out. You have to be active. You have to preside over everything. Make sure every day you get the reports that give you the direction of the country. Don't just fly over roads and you are told that there is a good hard road somewhere. Don't fly over the fields and you are told that there is a good harvest somewhere. You have to be practical. You have to go into the ground yourself. Then when you go to the ministers have to do the same. They have to supervise their ministers. They have to think. You need thinkers, not people who just sit there and depend on the civil service, on the permanent secretaries, the principal directors and the like. He has to be knowledgeable, technically knowledgeable of the department itself, the workings of the department. Supervise it, go down to where the money has to do its job. And most importantly, corruption has to end. Patronage has to end. Otherwise, there is nowhere where we will go as a country. But most importantly also, they need to reduce everything that, at least whether it's their manifesto or whatever they are going to be doing, into specific consumables. Job creation, eradication of poverty, eradication of corruption, protection of property rights, protection of the rule of law, and ensuring the restoration of the confidence of the investor, first the domestic investor, then the international investor. Then we'll be home and dry, at least in terms of the process.
That's quite a tall order. We are hoping that we will come out of this in one piece. One thing that people are already talking about is the imbalance in the regions from which some of the ministers come from. Do you think this is important at all?
It is a requirement of the Constitution. It's not necessarily something that is important or not. It is a constitutional precept. It is a requirement of the Constitution, as I'm saying. It says in appointments, in all public appointments, whether boards of parastatals, ministries, and so forth, there has to be attention paid to ensuring balance, gender balance, regional and fair representation, and the like. So that is a constitutional requirement. To the extent that one would have hoped that every region elected quality, we have a tendency as the electorate to refuse to elect quality people. We elect your typical political activists, those that are brave, given the fact that there is a lot of mudslinging in the country, there is a lot of fear over the years, there's been killing of political opponents, torture of political opponents, arrest of political opponents. So those that are probably more skilled will tend to retreat back into their profession and leave the rest of us who will stand our ground but with less skills. And then those people are the ones who are elected into parliament. It reduces the pool from which the president can appoint qualified people. One, probably at the end of the day, you may say, let's amend the Constitution to increase the number from 5 to 10 so that the president is able to have that latitude to bring in more skilled people, rather than what people are proposing, that we require that those that are elected into parliament to have degrees. That, to me, will be killing democracy. We would rather open the space for the president to appoint more people from outside parliament to ensure that fair representation, regional balance, and the skills that are needed to run the country. We don't run the country through political activism. We run the country through skills, through expertise.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Please do stay on the line. We have another guest on the line. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Yes.
Is this Mr. Ngube?
Nice. Yes, nice to be with you.
Yeah, makadini enyu.
Tiripo yedu makadini.
Tiripo yedu. Tine nyaya ya makurukota akadomwa nomutungamiri wenyika. Munozviona sei? Manzwa zvatorwa navamwe anga vachitaura iko zvinezvi. Imimi munozviona sei?
All right. Ndakatarisa cabinet yakapinda iyi. I must admit that I've seen some change in the positive direction. I still remember pakaitika coup muna November, whatever military intervention. Nyaya huru yakatarisa vanhu ndeyecabinet. Cabinet yakapinda immediately after the military intervention in November. Vanhu vakati it didn't inspire confidence because it included such people that were not involved, whom people perceive as corrupt. I don't know. It also involved a number of other old guys whom people believed no longer had any ideas to push the country forward. So, kana ndakatarisa the new cabinet, I was particularly impressed by the appointment of Professor Zim. I think, valuation, bumerana kuti munhu ane CV yakasimba. Ndakatarisawo nyaya yekuti kabineti inenge yabata kubva kumayouth. Ndaona inonzi Mangaliso Law, I'm told around 37, fairly young. Kuna nayo yoga isimbane gavi, and so on. So, kana ndakati overall, the compare nezvanga zviripo, this is a different cabinet altogether. Yeah.
Yes.
Ndomaonera.
Munovapa nguva yakadini kuti varakidze kugona kwavo uyezve kuti vape vanhu tarisiro yakanaka. Munovapa nguva yakadini apa?
Right. Ndateerera the few interviews dzaitwa naprofesa Mutuli Ngeri. Vatipa nguva diki diki. So isusu tatombovapa nguva. Vatipa nguva yokuti kunosvika mupera kwegoreo tinofanira kunge tatoona difference, especially in his approach towards current reforms. So ndingangoti nguva yatiri kuvapa ndiyo yavazvipa, nekuti kunosvika kupera kwegore tinofanira kunge taakuona musiyano zvakanangana nemafambisiro anoita nyaya dzezveupfumi hwenyika.
Aiwa, Mr. Ngube, muramba muri papo, tinodzoka kwamuri.
Ndingangoda kutaura futi ndakati kana takanangana necorruption, mukabineti imomo munyuwani mune mazita amwe atanga tisingatarisiri. We may not have the evidence, but vanhu vakaita sana Energy Mutobi, for instance, unenge ane zvakamuteverera zvakati wandeo maererano nenyaya dzinoda kuenda kucorruption, zvekuti in this new cabinet, the new team yatiri kunzwa iyi, vanhu vakaita saivavo tanga tisingatarisiri kunge tichivaona, sekuti nyika izere nevanhu vasina zvimene zvavanonenya.
Mr. Ngube, ndachida kuti mutibatsire, pane zvinhu ndachida kuti mudzokorore asi muchitaura nendevenda, mungakwanisa?
I struggle.
You are struggling. Okay. Mr. Ngube, moramba muripo, Mr. Ngube, tiri kudzoka kwamuri. He is quite happy with the cabinet as it is. He feels that it's smaller and it will be more effective, and that the Minister of Finance himself has given himself time to show the difference since his arrival, and he has given himself until the end of the year, promising that by that time we should start seeing the results of his efforts. So Mr. Ngube is happy with that, although he mentions that there are also some people, a few people in there who have a few things hanging over their heads that are not very, very good. He mentioned some things about corruption and things like that. So that's one thing that he wants us to keep an eye on. Yeah.
Okay. No, thank you so much, Mr. Ngube. Unfortunately, today we have Ngubes. It's two Ngubes. Anyway, let's go to a caller. We have a caller. Hello?
Mashoshe. Vamashoshe muripo?
Ya, diripo ndo tawanda mashoshe.
Makadini zenyu?
Takasimba baba, izvi tinofara chaizvo tiri kuno kuZimbabwe baba. Ndizvozvo hazvo.
Kana muchiti ndizvozvo hazvo, kana muchiti ndizvozvo hazvo hamusi kunyatsoratidza kufara, hamuna mawara, hamuna manyawi nenyaya. Sei muchiti ndizvozvo hazvo?
Hatina mawara nemanyawi nezvo yezvikuitika zvine nyaya yekuti like takatarisa paFinancing Minister pakachinjwa zvapapo. Mutuli Ngube right, but problem yakaitika manje ndeyekuti mubasket maakaiswa ibasket rine mazaya akaora. Saka ukatora zai risina kuora ukarisa mune mamwe akaora haritani kuora ba. Saka zvinhu zvekuti hatingatarisire kuti tinowana change. Aiwa, manyepo ari kutaurwa aya, manyepo baba, uye nhaka ugoni kugowa nhaka isiri yako. Dai zvinhu zvakanyatsoitwa nemutoo nemazvo, aiwa taigona kutarisira chini kuti kutaura kwatiri kutoita titori kuZimbabwe kudaika mukoma zvinhu zviri kukwira zuva nezuva. Kutaura kwatiri kutoita zvinhu zviri kutotanga kutochinja kuoma kudarika pazvanga zviri.
Handiti ava vatora mhiko dzavo nhasi, saka mombovapo kanguva kokuti varakidze kugona kwavo.
Ndizvozvo hazvo muri kutaura zvakanaka kuti watora mhiko dzavo nhasi, asi tichitarisa pakabineti iyoyo yakaiswa nawamunangagwa cabinet iyoyo ine vanhu vakawandisa imbavha dzakanyanya dzakatoiswa nekuti corruption haisi kupera. Dai wakakwanisa kuti yakadzikiswa kana kusvika pa15 isina madeputesi akawanda nekuti vanhu vese vakaiswa vanhu vecorruption vakatozarisisa ipapa. I think vanhu vatakatoona wana Mutuli we-finance minister naKefi Coventry chete. I think ndo vanhu vatiri kuona kwanyu vanhu varipo.
Ndanga ndichiti aiwa zvamunotaura tiri kuzvinzwa, tanga tichida kuti tisataura mazita avanhu tichiti imbavha nhingi imbavha ndandoti kuda pamwe ndo zvamuri kuda kutaura asi
handina kutaura mazita avo vanozvizivira.
Tiri pashoko irorero imimi muri kuti zvinhu hazvina kumira zvakanaka kunyange muna vamwe vanhu vanogona basa asi vaihwa mubhasiketi rina mazai akaora. Patofanira kutangira akakugadzirisa zvinhu, handiti ndokudotanga kugadzirisa zvinhu izvi. Saka kana tikasadaro tikazvifambisa sei? Tinofanira kuwana pamwe pokutangira kugadzirisa nyaya yacho.
Aiwa ndizvozvo hazvo tinofanira kuwana pekutangira kugadzirisa nyaya iyi, asi ndenyaya yekuti yandiri kutaura ndezvekuti baba haugoni kugowa nhaka isiri yako. Ukaba mari uchiita mari yekudya mari kungori kudya mushonga wemusasa, hapana chinobuda nekuti nhaka iyi wakaigowa handi nhaka yawo.
Saka imumoti pafambiswe sei?
Apa ndinongoti inini kutunga kwembudzi. Nyaya chaiyo iripo ndeyekuti vana weZimbabwe tiri kunyeperwa, takagara tichinyeperwa, ende patazomira chaipo iye zvine ndezvekuti kutaura kwatiri kuita tichiri kurwisana nezvakawanda. Munyika muno chaimo mune bopoto, mune hatisi kufara nezvakaitika nekuti kuti unzi we are a good leader, uri kutonga nyika zvakanaka, tiwo kunge tichiwirirana nekuti tisu tinenge takawaisa ipapo.
Aiwa vamasvose tinotenda chose namashoko enyu, tinotenda zvikuru maita zvenyu.
Ndinere kupedzisira ndakandichida kunditaure baba iroro ndikatadza kuritaura handina kwandinenge ndichienda.
Wangu taurai tinzwa.
Ndinoda kutaurira vana weZimbabwe kuti hakuna kwatinokwanisa kuenda kana tisina president wedu waNelson Chamisa. Kana pasina waNelson Chamisa zvatiri kuita mahumbwe ari kuitwa naEmmerson Mnangagwa necabinet yake. It's a fake cabinet.
Ko hamudi kutambira here kuti nyaya yesarudzo yakapera iko zvine zvitava kutarisira kuti tigadzirise zvinhu zvakakanganiswa makore akapfuura esai?
Hakuna zvinonzi sarudzo dzakapera nekuti tisi takadziita. Kana iye achiti dzakapera, aiwa ivo vakabira zvikapera. Havana vasataura kuti sarudzo dzakapera. Vanhu vari kutamba nesu, isu hatina kuwasarudza. Vanhu isu takavhotera waNelson Chamisa, ndo president watinoziva, kunyange wasina kugadzwa tichavagadza isu, ndo watichamira nawo.
Aiwa tinozvinzwa vamasvosve, tatenda chaizvo namashoko enyu. Mr. Masvosve here is skeptical about, he's not very hopeful about the future. He's talking about that if you put a good egg in a basket full of bad eggs, apparently all the, it will also turn bad. And he feels that the cabinet is still too big, that Mnangagwa should have gone down to 15. And he believes that the government is still lying to the people. So and at the end there, you heard him giving his allegiance to the MDC alliance, and that he believes that Mr. Chamisa was the person who was voted for by the people. That was what Mr. Maso said. I think we have another caller.
Yes, we have. Silo Ngwenya, Tabani Ngwenya, Sakwamukela kuhlelo.
Linjani baba?
Siyaphila linjani?
Ngiyaphila baba.
Usifonela ungaphi?
Ngubani baba? Senjalo uTungamile.
Hayi gama uChris Gande. Usifonela ungaphi baba?
Gande, ubaba uGande lePapa Africa.
Okay.
Yebo baba.
Akusiphi imbono yakho?
Hayi mina ngimchayela ihlombo Mnangagwa. Into leyenzileyo inhle kakhulu ukuthi akhupha abantu abanjabo uBetty Mpofu laphana labo Sipho Mandiwanzira udala belaphana kulantade besenzela yona laphana. So indlela le yabonisa ngayo noma ukufaka kwakhe lo finance minister uNcube empeleni liyani indoda ibukeka indoda efundileyo futhi ewazi umsebenzi wayo. Udala isemsebenzini kuliyani department yakwazi ukuthi mayifuna ukuvusa umnotho umnotho uvuswa uvusa kanjani. Yayithemba liyani indoda okubalulekileyo umnangagwa laphana uqede amaphikankano ukuthi abantu abekade bemdelela njengamanje abantu yebo bengamahlulela ngoba khona ekuzana kodwa empeleni undoda abantu deserve ukuthi anikezwe isikhathi. Uma simnikeza ithuba elaneleyo lokhu kuprova khona ukuthi uzesebenza ngoba masibheka abantu labana abafake laphana bangabantu esibabona belama qualifications omsebenzi. Akamananga wappoint abantu abangabangani bezana. Ukhetha izizalwane zeZimbabwe ukuthi zisebenzele izwe liye phambili. Lokhu kuyathembisa lokhu ukuthi la madoda ukhetha uchamisa hayi uchamisa lwana umfana hayi bengakamthembi kangako ngoba indlela yenze ngayo ecampaign lapha ukubuyela kwakhe kumgabe laphana usethusile kakhulu. Ya yiko kumlahlisileyo lwana undoda abantu bengenzani bethini udliwe lwana undoda akula problem laphana. Engithembayo ukuthi le government iyasebenza izithelo zayo sizazibona after 1 year laphana sizabona utshintsho olukhulu eZimbabwe. And la khona lokuyana ukuthi iZimbabwe yabuyela ku Commonwealth is very important. Okucacisa khona ukuthi uma sifuna ukuvusa umnotho kumele sibe lobudlelano obuhle lamazwe aphesheya. So masilethe ubudlelwano bethu lalana amazwe ngiqinisile sisazobona utshintsho olukhulu kakhulu kuleli lizwe. Abantu beyakithi sebehlupheke kakhulu into eright lama isiza abasayiboni badidekile abantu kabazi ukuthi benzeni. So uma bebheka lo uhulumeni bayamjaja bemahlulela kodwa empeleni 38 years behlupheka it's a long time ngeke mbasole kodwa ke umnangagwa abamnikeza isikhathi.
Isikhathi unxa ukhangele wena ubona engaphiwa isikhathi esinganani ukuze abantu bebone ukuthi hayi sokulomehluko la.
Counting from now enyangeni yona leyi masibala ungamnikeza usukele enyangeni elandelayo ubala inyanga eziyi12 bese uqala ukumjaja. Lokho abakwenzayo labo bakukhuphula intengo yezitolo yama commodities ezitolo lapha siyababona akusithi indawo lokhana kunjengokutoyitoya but uzinzo kuya bayithembe le government behlale phansi bazinze ekugcineni bazobona ukuthi lo hulumeni uzobasebenzela lo hulumeni uzimisela uhulumeni kaMnangagwa unguhulumeni ozimisele ukuthi abasephambili abantu empeleni umuntu akalahlwa esaphila umuntu lahlwa sefile kuphela. So lubaba nama ngibhekile ngendlela abekade ekhuluma ngayo ecampaigner lokho esaqhubekela phambili esimangaza. Manje sokusele kumnikeza ithuba simtrust simethembe simamele sisebenzisane naye nginethemba uzosisa phambili kunale ndaba yakobulawayo yokusuka bese bebheka ukuthi bemahlulelele umuntu kodwa ekugcineni umuntu onje bekumele ukuthi yebo umuntu lo muntu uyalenza iphutha asiyali kodwa ke njengoba unangakwazi bebemsola ngalento yamagugurawundi noma yegugurawundi yebo asali kodwa ekugcineni asimnikezeni ithuba sindawonye sisonke singamandebele simmamele simphi isikhathi singamahluleli singaveli sithi mayikhuluma sithi silahla izandla sithi lo laye akusisi indawo lokhuyana. So abantu kabahlangane kabazama ukuthi babekezele njengoba vele kumgabe befundile ukubekezela kanti namhlanje yini entsha sebeyibona. Yini entsha esibamangaza kangaka ukuthi sebengaze belahle kangaka izandla belahlela umnangagwa kanti umgabe waya bebethuleleni 38 years. Umnangagwa less than how many years ebusa. Yazi ukuthi abantu bakithi angazi umnankakho behleli laphana la esebenze ngaphansi kwaMgabe yebo benikeza ama-ID lapha ade nikeza khona kodwa bengabusi phela.
Hayi kuyezwakala isikhathi iso singani sidliwe ngumangoyi sifuna ukupha abanye ithuba sibongile kakhulu ngembono yakho.
Hayi siyabonga.
Okay ube le busuku obuhle. That our caller there is thinking that the cabinet is favorable. He says they should be given at least a year to see if they are going the right direction. But he's very hopeful that it's a very good cabinet.
Yes, yes. There are also some people who are writing to us right now, like this viewer, Tonderai Matsikatire, who is saying that it is a joke to think Zanu-PF will solve our problem. There's still elections through courts, so who is going to trust this government? That's Tonderai Matsikatire's view. And Glendale Mudzimu also says that in terms of currency, that is where there is a big issue. Jobs may be created as time goes on. Currency issue is an emergency issue in Zimbabwe, and they need to make decision fast, as soon as possible. So these are just some of the many comments that we are receiving. People are afraid to hope that maybe things might turn in a positive way. I think it's just the experience that they've gone through over the years. I can see some reluctance on the part of some people to accept the situation as it is and to be hopeful. But that is the kind of situation that we have, and we'll just have to see what happens in Zimbabwe. Yeah.
Okay, let's go back to our guest, Mr. We have the two Ncubes. Let's start with Mr. Efidlela Ncube. Mr. Ncube, you heard what some of our callers are saying. Looks like it's a bit divided. Some are saying that the cabinet is good news, but some are very skeptical. Especially supporters of the MDC alliance. Now, what, like the previous caller said, he's giving them about a month to see the changes. Do you think that there's going to be anything tangible to put a benchmark and say these guys have really done something? They are in the right direction. What's your view?
Well, I must start by saying Zimbabwe is burning. So the cabinet has to respond like the emergency services, like the ambulances and the fire service. It's not that they just have to walk into the park. This is not a walk in the park. The country is burning. There is no currency. There are no jobs. Poverty is rising. Diseases like cholera are consuming Zimbabwe. The infrastructure, both socially, economic infrastructure is decaying. So many things are going in the wrong direction. They are expected to quickly move in and douse the fire. So one would hope that within, at least from the beginning of the end of the year until probably in December next year, one would have seen some difference. The area where people expect the immediate impact of the cabinet is the currency situation. They are right. The rest of other things can follow. You just have to address the currency situation. A decision has to be made whether we keep the bond or dispose of the bond, we keep the US dollar or we dispose of it. We introduce the rand as part of the rand, the custom union or something else. A specific decision relating to the currency situation has to come into being. But that is not enough. You still have to ensure that there is money available in the banks. The liquidity, the cash situation, the liquidity challenge has to be addressed immediately by the cabinet. So that is why people are focusing so much on the finance minister. But as I indicated earlier, he is not alone in this job. He may be the best and the brightest, he may be good in this, he may be learned in this, may be experienced in this, but you will need a president who will give him political support. he will need his colleagues, his counterparts in various ministries to stand up and do the jobs that they are supposed to do under those ministries. This is very important. And as to the contestation between different those that are coming from this side and the other side, this is expected, particularly coming from an election that has been so polarizing. Skeptical, yes, Zimbabweans have the right to be skeptical. After 37, 38 years of being built by a corrupt system that kept promising and not delivering, they are right to say the test of the fruit is in the eating. So we will see how they deliver over the next coming months. But the current situation is an immediate concern for every person. In addition to that, the restoration of the confidence of the investor is extremely important.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Ncube. Please stay on the line. We have a caller, right?
Chibidi. Muripo pa runare?
Ndiripo.
Makadini zvenyu?
Aiwa tinofara isu makadini wenyu.
Aiwa tiri nani. Tibatsirevo nenyaya munozviona sei?
Ya, inini mavonera ndiri kuzviita ndeyekutiwo kubvira Zanu-PF ichitonga yanga ichiwana very good people vaikwanisa kuita basa zvakanaka. Asi problem yanga iripo manhindo yekuti they were limited. Vanga vachiva nema-areas avanonzi aya musapinda. It's just like takati naBernard Chidzero tikava namasimba makoni national government of national unity government paya tikava navatendai biti. Yes, they were very good people, but havana kukwanisa kusvikira mamwe ma-areas okuti vanyatso kubudisa basa ravo pachena. It's just like kupinda paita minister wemari munyowani uyoyu. Zofi akataura kuti kumadiamond kwakabuda mari achanzi asevenze ari kune rimwe divi, asi uku kwakagarirwa nevanenge vachiziva kuti vachimukontrola kuti shamwari inda wakadai. Saka no matter how many professionals or specials dzatokwanisa kuwana, as long as vachingoshanda vari under Zanu-PF, they are going to be Zanu-ized and do nothing at the end.
Mufunge kuti kuda pamwe vanhu vapinda mudare ramakurukota iri vanogona kuitawo zvinhu nenzira yakasiyana nezvanga zvichiitwa nemamwe makurukota makore apfuuraya. Hamuvapi chanzi yekuti vanogona kunge vakaona zvakaipa zvakaitwa nevamwe asivo vagoedza kuita zvinhu nerimwe gwara riri nani?
Vanogona ivo kuva nechido, but the party nenge chivatungamirira manje ichava pamamwe masection ekuti uku musagurana uko sati kutaura zvemangoda ari pachiyadzwa izvozvizvo kuti akutopera. Asi iyoyu vapinda finance minister havambozoti vataura kuti vazowana mari kumangoda nokuti ndo kwakagarirwa namaguta.
Aiwa, tinotenda chaizvo Chibidi nemashoko enyu. Mr. Chibidi here is very skeptical. He feels that Zanu is Zanu, so it doesn't matter who they pick. Like he says that they will be Zanu-ized, and they will just keep on doing the things that have been done in the past. He feels that it's not the people, but it's the party. And this is what Zanu is like, and that is what we should expect. He's not very hopeful that we are going to see a positive change. Yeah, like we said earlier on, you see a lot of skepticism among the people, and they are afraid to hope. For some reason, they don't want to feel comfortable in thinking that things might turn out to be better than they were before. So that's another battle that has to be fought and hopefully won, just to get the people into the expectant mood and into a hopeful mood. It's going to take quite a bit.
Yeah.
Mr.
Ncube, Mr. Swaneng Ncube, I'll have to call you out with your first name. Mr. Ncube, what do you make of these sentiments that have been expressed by our previous caller that, we can have Mthuli Ncube with all that long decorated CV, but at the end of the day, Zanu-PF is Zanu-PF. it has proved before that, you can have a very good finance minister but not be able to deliver. For example, we know that the new finance minister, your namesake, Mr. Ncube, is trying to get rid of bond notes and things like that. Do you think that is going to be given that leeway by the ruling party?
All right, thank you. Listening to people who are contributing, I think they are very justified, like my other Mr. Ncube said, very justified in being skeptical because of the long history of the prayer that they experienced over the years. But I must hasten to point out that I think there are two categories of people who are skeptical. The first category consists of those people who are genuinely skeptical based on what they've experienced over the years. And the second group is made up of people who deliberately decide to be skeptical because it's not in their political interest to hope for the best. So we must be very clear about those two different types of people. But and then coming back to the issue of saying Zanu-PF, I will tell you that I was one of the very skeptical people in November, because then I thought that the coming in of Mnangagwa as president through military intervention meant that he was totally answerable to the military, to the war veterans, and to all those Zanu-PF old guard who made it possible for him to be president. So I was very skeptical. But given what happened as we were heading towards the election, this attempt to open up the democratic space insofar as the election was concerned, in terms of campaigning and so on, and served, of course, the 1 August incident. And then slowly began to warm up to him. And then coming to this cabinet, it's something totally different. Yes, it's good to say Zanu-PF is Zanu-PF, but that's assuming that Zanu-PF will not change. And yet Zanu-PF is made up of people, I think. I think it's the first time in the history of Zanu-PF that we have seen big wigs like Mpofu, like Chinamasa, like Superman 1-0, like all those other guys being dropped from cabinet. And we see technocrats in the form of Professor Mtuli Ncube, highly competent people in their areas in the form of Kirsti Coventry and so on, coming in. To me, I want to be hopeful. This is a sign that Zanu-PF is possible of changing. And I think it has already demonstrated that. And I'm particularly impressed by the time frame that Professor Ncube is given. He has said that by the end of the year, you will have done something about the current problem, which everybody concedes is one of the biggest problems facing the country. So I'm saying, if he needs, we are in September, if he needs just 3 or so months to do something that is tangible, I'm prepared to wait and be hopeful.
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Ncube. Silomlaleli, siyakwamukela kuhlelo.
Yeah.
Igama ngubani usifonela ngaphi?
South Africa.
South Africa. Mbani igama?
Mahlangana.
Mahlangana.
Yeah.
Okay, ungasiphathisa lapha usiphi imbono yakho?
Ya mina into ngibona kwinto izohlupha uyabona ukuthi if abantu bangajabula kakhulu bajabule abantu bakhethiwako angeke if banemandla if banganikezwa amandla abanawo singajabula sithi bakhethiwe bona bangakhona ukusebenza because into izenzeka kuzenzeka ukuthi labantu laba babe bakhona kudala lapho zenze ukuthi izinto zingahambi imali ingazi lapha uyakhumbula isikhathi lesa uthenda ebithatha imali leyi yama-diamonds ayibuyi lapha ebhenki manje kuyafana ukuthi singajabula sithi labantu lawa bakhethe abantu bazowazi umsebenzi kufana ne-grounding sithi lesi striker lesi istriker lesi singampasi ibhola ucabanga ukuthi angakhora no-striker wakhe wena manje into le ngiyibona ukuthi into le izohlupha if bangachintshanga ngendlela le basebenza ngayo labantu kudala kuzoba ngale ndlela le bekusebenza ngayo kudala but if bangatshintsha maybe kungaba ngcono ngibona so but if singathi le striker sikora kakhulu singampasi ibhola sizothi labantu bayasebenza but angiboni ukuthi kuna labo zosebenza bayakhona la
yeah. Okay, hayi siyabonga Mahlangana.
Sharp.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Wande, Mr. Mahlangana there is quite skeptical, though. He says, he's giving an analogy of a football team. He says, even if you have a very good striker, if that striker is not being fed the ball by the other players, then it's as good as, you're not having a good team at all.
It's unfortunate that there is so much skepticism, but Mr. Nue alluded to that, saying that he understands why. Maybe it's just because of the length of time that Zimbabwe has struggled economically and politically. So people really are sort of have lost hope. We have a caller. We have Mr. Nkomo on the line. Vankomo mripo?
Ndiripo zangu baba, makadi zenyu.
Tiri nani chaizvo. Munozviona sei nyaya tiri kutaura iyi?
Isu Stefan vakuru regai nesitombotaura togara takanyara nhasi anditaure nendevere ndotaura neshona.
Zvinenge zviri kwamuri tinotambira marudzi ese.
Zvipandiri nhasi nekuti ndiri mukwashama zezuru ndakaroora kwamhondoro chachara patichiva kulandaa.
Aiwa makorokoto taura zenyu.
Rekati kumbokupai chachazo nyika yedu chachayo. Ndoziva kuti kumusha kwedu chachayo kana makatarisa kune uchi nemukaka. Kana chembere chachayo inofamba nemakumbo maviri inogona kurima mbambaira. Inogona kufuya mbudzi iri kuplumtree. Inogona kufuya mombe iri kuplumtree. Inogona kufuya mombe iri kuzhombe. Inogona kurima nzungu iri kwamurewa. Inogona kuchera simbi kwanana platinum kwa iri kwamurewa kana kumondoro kana kupi chinonetsa leadership yedu yenyika yedu handivablame handiite sei ndo zvatakarwira tichipfeka jombo kuti tibudirire nyika yedu iendere mberi. Umbiti yoga nemoya yakaipa inotipinda isusu kuti Gandhi apfekerei suti yakanaka, jonga kandemiri apfekerei atenga sei Royce mota yakanaka. Ndo zvinotiuraya vanhu vaMwari. Machaina nemaBritish nevaninginingi handizvo zvatakarwira. Ndikandibva kutaura neBotswana. Uya upinde paBotswana pano uone zviri kuBotswana pamamisha pa. Vakomana vari kunwa mari nezvinhu zvavo zvenyika yavo chacha national resources mombe chacha dzevatswana nezvese zvavanochera pasi. Zvedu hatizive kuti muribvisa kupi, where are they going to? Noenda kupi? Dai hurumende iyoyo iripo iyoyo zvatinovapa chachayo tavasungwa nemajogwe apolishwa nezvikei zvakanaka. Ngavasunge zvisimbe vagadzise nyika zvinonyadzisa. 37 years to 40 years vanhu vachitambura vachifira musango vachienda sei vachiita sei zvinonyadzisa. nyika ndeyedu iyo takairwira iyo. Tinokumbira chacha vaporise bhutsu dzavo vagadzise mwoyo yavo vatungamire nyika. Zvinorwadza vakomana, zvinorwadza chacha. Ukaona vana vari kutambura, vana mai vari kutambura, munhu anogona kuuya kubotswana kudzokera akasungira 200 pfuura asina kana chinhu chaanaka achidzokera kofidha vana vake kumusha. Asi nyika yakarirwa nevanhu vakawanda. Inini ndakandimbotaurira kuti Rhodesia aita sei. Ndakabvaona makomrade chacharohwa chachaine Rhodesia in front. Vakasungwa into mari pamusoro mari pasi. Vakasungwa nemachain but vakafa. Zvichiradza uchinzi magandanga. Nanhasi zvipere pamwoyo wangu. But tinoona vachitaura nezvarungu vachena kuti varungu tinoita varuye. Ndizvo zvatakarira re. Munhu achigona kuchera pasi, achirima mbambaira, achirima nzungu, iyo yakabata nyika. Mafuta kana chii kwanana olivini kwa. Koja iyoyo inoenda kwana China, kwanana Britain, kupi. Inobva pamaoko emaZimbabwe, mableki, ane ropa reZimbabwe. Ngatipei vanhu vedu, tiinveste isusu, tichedze vana vedu, vane mari, uyai vana vedu, mamvestazi, tivape 40% yenyika yedu. Noti kuti unonzi maChina uye kuzoluta nyika yedu. Vakambotaura kuti 14 billion yakabva kunyika yakaenda kupi? 14 billion. But tinonzwa chinzi China chakupa 2 billion. Pamusoro pe 14 billion. Vanhu veZimbabwe da 13 million kana 20. Munhu aigona kuwana 1 million maZimbabwe. Ngatigadzisei nyika. Tisavengane kuti iwe une sutu, iwe une chichi. Tiite vana vevhu. Tisiye zvokunzi Zanu-PF. Tisiye zvokunzi MDC. Tigadzise nyika. Tatenda vana veZimbabwe.
Aiwa, tatenda Vankomo, tatenda zvikuru nemashoko enyu.
Mwoyo yedu iri kurwadza chacha zvokuti hatirare. Inini ndaka-aplayela land as from 2017 kuPlumtree. Ndira kukutaurira. Ndogara ndichidzokera uchinzi hakuna land. But land yakangogara, pana ari kuishandisa. Unoziva kupotsana zvavanoita. Vanoti every year kune vanhu vanopinda veagriculture nevanhu vanoremekeza vachitarisa kuti iwe patakakupa unoitei, iwe patakakupa unoitei. Zvino vane strategy yekubatanidza vanhu vese kuti iwe kana une kamunda kako vanorimira mahara land 5 hectares mahara, government ichikupa zese mbeu chikurimira uchikohwa. Vanhu vari kunwa mari, isusu tiri kutopa Zimbabwe. Kazisainyika zvinonyadzisa.
Aiwa, tazvinzwa Vankomo mashukonyi.
Gare, gadzise nyika yedu, China kwemashure. Mari yemasina. Nyika yedu yataigara tinayo. Vana mbuya vachitengesa nzungu. Achienda kudzisa vana Jonga Kandemiri. Achienda kudzisa vana Blessing Zulu. Vana Dube. Vanani, vana nemadzimai edu nevana vedu vari ikoko vamunaro ikoko. Vachidzisa nemari yenzungu, nemuriwo, nevegetable inobva kumunhu. Munhu weZimbabwe ndikutaura pekana yakabatwa nemaZimbabwe. Akuona vachivorapa Zimbabwe.
Tatenda chaizvo Vankomo. Yeah, Mr. Nkomo is really is concerned about everything that is going on, and you can't help to think that he views the pre-independence days as better than today, and is just encouraging the government to let the people have access to land and to do the farming. And he's paying tribute to the people of Zimbabwe, saying that they are hardworking. If they've got the land, they can do the job. And he's saying that all of us here, we were sent to school from the proceeds from the fields, especially peanuts and ground nuts. So he is very hopeful about the ability of the Zimbabwean to work hard and succeed. So that's Mr. Nkomo. Vanube, I'm getting confused with the two movies now. The first movie. Yes. What do you think about what Mr. Nkomo was just saying?
Well, I think
what he's addressing is the culture, the governance culture in Zimbabwe, or also one would say alternatively the political culture, as well as our attitude towards work. Mm-hmm. I know for a fact that a lot of people were given land and they've been unable to utilize it even under the best of the conditions with so much rain, even given the water around, irrigation water with all the inputs. They are just not inclined towards the productivity that the country is looking forward to. So in terms of the land audit itself, it must not just end on how many people bought how many farms, the multiple ownerships and so forth, but the utilization of the land itself. Because there are people who just went in, got the land and went back and stayed at home and they are not utilizing it. And that is going to destroy the country because that is where we were harvesting foreign currency that we need today. Point number one. Point number two, what we need to take into account is the fact that while you can bring in individuals that are qualified into the cabinet, what you need to change is the culture of governance in the country. Because what has happened over the years is that corruption has become a pillar, a culture of our governance. Nepotism has become a pillar, unaccountability, misgovernance, and all those things. So what you need from the president as the head of state and government is to ensure that there is an about turn in terms of the culture itself, so that those ministers are operating in a new culture that says the resources of the people are people's resources. You cannot use them for your private use. To a culture that says you cannot have a country that is paying a wage bill of at least 80%. You know that we are paying at least 80% towards salaries for the public service. You need to move on to something that is more transparent, something that is akin to what is expected from the people of Zimbabwe. And I think the skepticism that you are getting from the people is good for government. That people will not endorse until they are totally confident that you are going to deliver. Because these are not children. These are adults who have been here probably even as early as the 1960s, 70s, 80s, when we ushered in government, a new government after independence. So they are able to compare the two, how the Rhodesian government was run, how the Mugabe government was run, and then they are expecting something that is completely different, something that is relying on the rule of law, that is relying on justice, that is relying on respect for competing ideas. You need to bring people on board, not just in terms of economic terms, but to ensure that those that are in the opposition are able to express their dissenting views without being limited by unjust laws, without being limited by overbearing police force. So there is a lot of renovation that has to take place in the institutions of state to ensure that they support the economic growth that people are looking for, the anti-corruption agenda that people are looking towards, and so many other things. So there are so many things that have to be done to ensure that this government ends the trust of the people. Thank
you so much, Mr. Ngwebe. Thank you so much. The other, Mr. Ngwebe, can we have your last words quickly?
Okay.
Let's say 20. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. Oh.
Which I think is different from cabinets that we used to have before. And I'm saying this cabinet, through its very important member, the Minister of Finance, he has given us up until the end of the year to bring out something that is tangible, something that we can see. And I'm saying...
Unfortunately, Mr. Ngube, sorry to interrupt you. Unfortunately, we have to end it here. Time is not our best ally, like my colleague Blessing would say. Thank you so much to Mr. Smanengi Ncube. We also had another Ncube, Mr. Effie Idlela Ncube, as our guest. And to all our listeners and callers, thank you. Good night. The name is Chris Gandhi.
And I'm Chanano Kawande. Until next time, please take care. Good night.